It is a perfect night here in the capital city of Atlanta, Georgia. We've got the roof open, and we are ready to go at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. You talk about this Falcon defense. They were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw. They ended up getting 4 sacks in the game, stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire time, made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield.
And that's what they told us this week, that pressure on the QB is key. From the 33, here's 2nd down and 7. Purdy will set up to throw it here. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Purdy looking to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Throwing here, Purdy. He'll get this to Jennings over the middle. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Falcons, they were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run. Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw it through contact and short of the sticks.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Falcons are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive.
Well, they certainly weren't afraid to let it fly early, and they hope that'll keep the defense honest and keep the offensive guys excited about getting back out there. They are in attack mode in this game. It did backfire a little bit. Now you're just hoping your defense can keep them off the scoreboard so you're not facing a deficit the next time you run out there.
Operating from the gun, Penix. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it's 2nd down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
A run for the first time with Bijan Robinson. They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
And finally, they get him to the ground, but it's all the way down at the Niners' 13. 53 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Penix. Buying time to his left. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
And here you're down in the red zone. You need to be smart, not force anything. So that's a wise decision to just get rid of the football.
They'll throw with Penix. He's got his man, London, right side. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Throw left side, complete to Harry. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the 1st down as he's tackled at the 1. It's a gain of 8, and it'll wind up moving the chains. 1st and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. Robinson is into the end zone. It's a Falcons touchdown. So important in this league to capitalize on the other team's mistakes. So here they force the turnover on the opening drive, then come right down and score.
And I would add that it's important to capitalize on other teams' mistakes early. That way, you build confidence for yourself and your team. You start playing a little more freely. And you let the other guys know we're prepared to play.
Koo able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Here's 2nd and 10. Purdy now to throw. Over the middle, that's complete to McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Here's Purdy. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. You talk about this Falcon defense. And they find themselves just outside the top 10 in the league against the pass, currently bringing up the number 11 spot.
I think if you talk to their head coach, you'll get a nice answer about how much he likes his team and what they're doing. But at the end of it, he would admit there's definitely room to improve.
Completes it to Jennings. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 38-yard line. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Purdy. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A big gain of 28 as the drive continues. Back to the ground attack here. It's McCaffrey. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Another run with McCaffrey on 2nd down. And he takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run it, try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Play number 9 on the drive coming up, and they need 9 yards on 3rd down. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Back to throw, Purdy. That's over the middle and caught by Pearsall. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Ricky Pearsall. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers are an extra point away from evening this one up. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep...
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Fred Warner. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. Well, CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. Down to about the 32.
How about the big guy there showing some agility? He just flowed from his D-tackle position in order to make that play.
Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. Let's go. 7-7, our score after 1. Second down and 8. Now Purdy. That ball caught. Brandon Ayuk. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Call that a very strong gain of 24. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. Shotgun now with Purdy. This is caught. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Ricky Pearsall with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Here's Penix. And the Niners get there and bring him down. That is Nick Bosa from out on the edge who worked his way in for the sack.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. And it's out. He put it on the carpet. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
That'll be a 50-yard punt with 8 on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Now their last 2 drives, both ending in touchdowns. It's got them this 14-7 lead.
And he
puts it on the carpet. It's out. And the Falcons grab it. And he'll take this back down inside the 20. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused, because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out. And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
Now Penix. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
On that snap, he's the hero of his defense after the play he just made. A 1-possession game, and his hit kept it exactly that.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. To the air, Penix. And that's incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
Koo knocks this one through the post. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So the fumble recovery hadn't set up an ideal field position, but they can muster only 3 points out of it.
Yeah, when you're able to force turnovers, especially when it results in field position like they had, you really want to make it hurt. Here, They take the field goal. That's definitely not what they were hoping for.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You've got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. From the 38 now, here's second down and 2. Out of the gun, Purdy. He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving the guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That is caught downfield as Pearsall. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 28. A good pickup there of 22.
First down, San Francisco.
Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. Fighting him off. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
I feel like I can see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
From the 24, Purdy. That's going to be caught. Touchdown 49ers. Ricky Pearsall on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns as his guys are able to extend their lead. Extra point by Seibert up and good, and that makes it a 21-10 game. The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And he'll be out of bounds at midfield, so a solid return to the 50.
That return gets all the way to midfield, so we know the field position is absolutely flipped at this point. If I'm the defensive coordinator, I might think about blitzing right now to try and take field position back.
And looking to throw, Penix. And that's going to be incomplete.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Multiple players getting home there, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. On third down, Penix from the gun. He'll get this complete to the rookie first-round pick. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the first, right around the 42. They'll run for it with Robinson. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. A big pickup of 12 yards on fourth down to keep this drive from stalling. Remember, that was fourth and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and fourth and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's at 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there.
Now a 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here. Touchdown, Falcons! Darnell Mooney, 30 yards. And the Falcons get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And it's now 21-17. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Purdy from the gun. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be 2nd down. Purdy will set up to throw it here. He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? And we will not see a return of the dynamic kickoff. And the first drive of the second half will commence from the 30-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football. And now the team trailing here will start with it in the 3rd quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the 3rd quarter.
Let's go. 70 Lions. 18 Rattler. 18 Rattler. 18 Pioneer.
On 2nd down, another shot for Robinson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially, no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
And the Niners get there and bring him down. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. He'll drop it off to McCaffrey. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Ayuk going to go in motion right. Throwing here, Purdy.
Flush to his right.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards.
This play is a thing of beauty when it works as designed because they let the running back slip out of the backfield and head down the sideline on a wheel route. Number 1, it's easy for him to get lost. And number 2, really tough for the linebacker to run with him. And this ball's right on the money and leads to a big play.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that will bring up 2nd down.
Purdy sets up to throw again.
Hauled in left side here by Jennings. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down. Purdy looking to throw.
This is caught. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Juwan Jennings, 27 yards. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. The 49ers ready to kick it away. And here we go.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line.
Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
They'll throw with Penix.
Escaping the pressure right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage.
This 2nd and 4. Looking to throw, Penix.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yes, let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Here we go, set.
And they'll send the slot in motion left.
He's going to handle it on the touch pass. Into space at the 45. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. 114 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
So down inside the 5-yard line, I have to say, really just a poor job defensively there.
You're exactly right. As a former defensive back, that was not played well at all. But give credit to the offense and give credit to the guy running the football. He gets it down all the way inside the 5.
Touchdown, Falcons!
Bijan Robinson.
He scored on the ground and through the air.
And the Falcons have got it back to within a score.
The Falcons are going to leave the offense out there. They'll go for 2.
The Falcons will line up for the 2-point conversion.
They'll try and throw with Penix.
That's caught at the 2. And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short, and they'll come up empty on the try for 2. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They've got the lead here getting late into the third quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
Third quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up. Purdy now to throw.
Flushed out right. Over the middle, that's complete to McCaffrey. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one good for 26 and a first down.
Here we go. Go.
Now a quick throw as they get it to Ayuk outside. From the 43, here's a 2nd and 9.
McCaffrey running up the middle. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on first.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved. This one is incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7.
Well, just a little too lackadaisical, Charles, and they didn't get up and snap the ball in time. Delay of game.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if he understood where the clock was located. In different stadiums, it's in different places. You have to check that in pregame and make sure you're aware so you don't run into penalties like these.
They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down.
60 back there.
And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Fourth down try. Here's Purdy. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. And the Falcons are going to get the football back as time will run out in this 3rd quarter of play. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
126 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Robinson with another carry.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
They'll run this one right with Robinson.
And some room to work. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Robinson on a give right side.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it.
On the give, here's Robinson.
And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides.
Robinson will try to pick it up.
And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal.
Robinson trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1.
It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Hey, smash Broncos. Hey. Reload, reload. Lions.
They'll try and run. This is Robinson. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Now they send a man in motion right.
They'll try and throw. Here's Penix.
And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14.
Nick Bosa, his 2nd sack of the night.
Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks. Pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
Here it is, 4th and goal.
7 Pirates, 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Trap 60, trap 60. Take go.
On the bootleg, it's Penix.
And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. A 14-yard touchdown.
And the Falcons have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter.
So now an extra point doesn't help much. They'll try to go for 2 to make the difference a field goal, and they can lead it by 3.
Will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Panther 11, Panther 11.
They'll try and throw for it. And he's going to be taken down. It's a sack, and they fail on the try for 2.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Not in a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
They'll come up now on 2nd down. To throw is Purdy.
The way he's throwing the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like that there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's thrown it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions. And that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
Purdy to throw.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Got to avoid the flags defensively. Here's 4th and long. Throwing, Purdy.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this will be caught at the 30. And he takes this thing way down into Atlanta territory. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. This is McCaffrey on the give. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Here's Purdy to throw.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command and make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
This crowd doing all they can. Here's 3rd and goal. McCaffrey, and he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5.
I'm a little surprised right here. They've got 3 timeouts left. The clock's running down, and they aren't using them. Those timeouts do you no good at home. Use them now.
And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. So everything rests now on the right foot of Austin Seibert. This to put an end to a wild Monday night. And he got it! The kick is gone, and a fantastic finish here on a Monday night. And Union Street will be hopping tonight. The 49ers have won.